Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to clean up a project, and the best way that you can do that is by creating a new blank project. So I'm going to select that, and in this one I will be using that for my PO4 or assignment 4. So I AO4C, and I will call that Bobadilla L, and then no started content of course, and that's it, right? So blank and create. Now, while that is happening in the background, I'm gonna go back here in File, and actually it's not in File. I need to go Edit and Project Settings. So once that thing launches, I need to go to Input. And under Input, I'm gonna have a tab here, Export and Import. See, all of the events for these are already in place. See, if I say action mappings, jump, and all of them are already set up. So I'm gonna say export, and I will put that on my desktop. So name doesn't matter. I'm just gonna be using it only once, and I'm gonna close that. So once my second of Unreal Engine is downloading, I'm going to do the same process, right? So I'm gonna go File, or Edit, and I'm gonna say Project Settings. Inside of Project Settings, I'm going to go to my input, and in my input, I'm gonna hit Import. Import, going to the desktop, and I'll look for the file that I just exported, and see now my action mappings are here. So there's nothing else that I need to do on that area. I'm going to go down back here, and I'm going to make sure that I save this level, just to be sure that I am doing it right. I'm going to say File, Save Current As, Save Current Level As, and I will put that on my IGME folder 219, and I'll just put it in here. I'll call that A04C, Bobadilla L, and I'm going to hit Save. Once I have that, it should be the same level and it should have the same character in place. So I will be just hitting play, and Freddy should be able to walk around in the world. So going to the jump, and it's doing its thing, and I have my character controller, everything set up. Now, in order to clean this up, I just needed two things: export the ini file that is going to import the action mappings, and then click on this thing and then say migrate. So asset actions migrate. So over here is going to say, well, there's a bunch of things that you are using. Do you want me to save them and move them onto a different project at this point? Yeah, I'm going to say you are allowed. There are a couple of things that are hidden in here, but most of the stuff, it's exactly what I want, correct? So I'm just going to say, yeah, this is fine. It's going to say, where do you want me to save these? I will look for the desktop, and I will call that on the, it's not the starter, but it's going to be PO4 Bobadilla L, and it goes under content. So under content, I will just say select folder. It's going to start copying the files. And now if I go to my other instance, I will have that IGME folder that I can just open. So once I open that, it's going to be exactly the same thing. It is, of course, asking me to fix some of the errors that I had earlier. And that has to do with the blend space. Don't worry about that on this example. Yours should be perfect, but I have my project, right? So one thing that I want to do now is once again go to the edit and then project settings. And then in project settings, I'm going to go to maps. So maps and modes. In maps and modes, I will just say, this is the world that I want you to use for the startup and for the editor. So that. And I'm going to say file and save everything once again. Now I'm going to go file and I'll say CPOP project. I'll put that on my desktop once again, and I will say do that zip. So I'm going to zip it up. It's going to take a minute to zip this one up, and it's done. So if I go back down to my project folder, the previous one, let me close Epic now. The previous version, the third version, the one with all the extra information, had a size of 344 megabytes. Whereas if I take a look at this new folder, it is only going to be 21 megabytes. And that is because I have a lot of different trash that I don't care for in this project. It's part of the mannequin. The textures for the mannequin are gigantic. They're like 400 megabytes just on that. And compress, of course, is going to look like this. So this is the way that you will clean up the project, and this is how you will submit any solutions that revolve Unreal Engine for that part. As you can see, there's clearly a big difference in file size between one and the other. And so with that, this is the end of the video. So I'll catch you in the next one.